We begin with senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy with the very latest. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning. And when we talked to President Trump about this less than 24 hours ago, he was upfront about the risks of this conflict becoming a long-term war. So he ordered these strikes overnight with this in mind.
Is there a risk that strikes could turn into a long, drawn-out conflict in the Middle East?
I guess you could say there's always a risk. You know, when there's war, there's a risk in anything, both good and bad. Look, it'd be wonderful if they'd negotiate really in good conscience, good faith and conscience, but they are not getting there.
And to that point, even though we don't have any reason today to think that American boots would be deployed on the ground in Iran, there are a lot of American servicemen and women in the region supporting this mission by air and by sea.
And I do not make this statement lightly. The Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
And President Trump also told me yesterday that nobody here has briefed him in the planning stages of this mission to tell him that these strikes would definitely lead to regime change. He is telling the people of Iran to go and take their government back, but nobody here who's been telling him exactly what steps A, B, C, and D are has connected the dots about exactly how the regime gets replaced. Now, back to you.
And do we know anything about when the president's going to speak today? Has he told you or the team told you what time that will be? When will we start getting videos in to see the attack?
So there was some reporting that there was going to be some kind of a presidential address. We were just in contact with some of the teams down there. There's nothing on the schedule officially right now. They're telling the pool that's traveling with the president in Palm Beach that they don't have to be available until noon. So anything that happens, if the president decides to address the nation again, it would be sometime in the afternoon. But for the rest of the morning, it seems like he and the team are hunkered down there at Mar-a-Lago in a secure part of Mar-a-Lago that they can set up for something like this, just watching to see exactly what damage has been done and what they should do next.
Hey, Peter, in retrospect, were there some signs that this was going to happen?
There were a lot of signs because President Trump has said, something that we hear a lot here at the White House is there will be like a 2-week deadline for something. Mm-hmm. President Trump with this gave a 10-day deadline, and we are about 10 days removed from the president telling the Iranians that he was basically getting fed up. And so the president has been, look, he showed right before the NATO summit last spring that if he thinks the Iranians are getting really close to a nuclear weapon, he will order a huge strike. That's what they did with Midnight Hammer. He said he was going to do it again if they were not satisfied with the negotiations.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.